What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Age of Empires 2. Last time we were here, we were still in the Genghis Khan campaign, and we did mission 4, the Horde Rides West. In that mission, um, we had to take on both Persia and the Russians at the same time. We had a general, I believe his name was Sabutai, in the north, who was tasked with taking out the Russians, and then the rest of us are Genghis's forces. We're in the south, uh, facing off against Persia. We led an assassination attempt, which was successful against the Persian emperor, which supposedly weakened the Persians somehow. Like, we can put them in panic or something, supposedly. And the Russians up north just kept attacking us with a very basic army of siege weapons and what seemed like long swordsmen or whatever, two-handed swordsmen. So basically the strategy was I just focused on the Persians in the south. I just pushed through their city, destroyed them, and then the army, I just continued marching north to deal with the Russians. The Sabutai guy actually didn't do a whole lot. He just kind of sat at base with a small army to defend themselves and defend basically what was my lumber camp up there, while my South Army was, the main aggressor in that mission. But we got them successfully done. But we learned at the end cutscene that there was another problem has arisen for the Mongols. So I guess we'll find out what that is here in Mission 5.
Old wolves do not die gracefully. Warriors their whole lives, they do not know how to live when they grow old and their fangs fall out. Such it is with Mongols as well. Genghis Khan was now 80 years old.
Oh shit.
On the night when we knew our glorious conquest was about to end, Genghis summoned his sons to his tent. They found their father shivering before a fire, delirious with pain. "My descendants will wear gold," he said. "They will eat the finest meals and ride the finest horses, and forget to whom they owe it all. A deed is not glorious until it is finished." And he refused to die until Ogadai, his third son, promised to continue the war. Ogadai emerged from the tent, carrying his father's bow, and declared, "This storm is not yet finished. I hear the sound of lightning, and it strikes in Poland." The church bells rang in Europe when they saw our hordes pouring out of the mountains. The armies of Bohemia and Germany hastened to Poland's defense. To them, our army might have been from the underworld itself, still commanded by the shade of the great Khan.
Well, there you go. That's the problem. Genghis is dead. Or he's about to. He's on his deathbed. He's 80-year-old shriveled up old man. Can't do much anymore. Which is honestly probably impressive age to live to back in these days. Main objectives: capture German flag, capture Polish flag, capture Bohemian flag. So Ogadai is one of Ogadai Khan is restricted to a population limit of 125. Do not spend all your stone at the market, you're going to need it. To capture an enemy flag, you must bring at least one military unit close to the respective banner. Our scout reports: Mongol forces have arrived north of the map and have already built up a small camp. They'll need to expand soon to strike at the United European armies. Polish blue have taken a position in east. Consists of knights, swordsmen, mangonels. South are the reasonably fortified, well-fortified camps of the Germans. They will send pikemen and crossbowmen into battle, led by Teutonic knights. The German will also make use of battering rams to tear down fortifications. And the Bohemians are our strongest opponent. They're passive initially, but fighting will be fierce should the Bohemian army attack. The Bohemians have access to siege weapons of all kinds and also own a huge army of paladins and champions. So basically everyone's better than we are. Just pump out. What do we got here? 3 manga die in the manga now. These are the flags. Yeah. So I guess I'll just build up my army here and do a little bit of scouting out, and hopefully that oh,
Lord Ogadai, King Wenceslas is approaching with a huge army. Scouts have located a region in the pass ahead where we can make our stand. If we build strong fortifications, we will smash their army against our walls and towers.
okay. Well, that's not great news. It looks like I have 50 minutes to build up my army here, I guess. Looks like it's defended by the Germans. And guys, kill these deer. How about that, huh? Well, I'll get to work on this, I suppose, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit when I got it all solved and figured out, hopefully.
Lord Ogadai, we have completed the castles. We are ready to withstand the assault of King Wenceslas and his Bohemian knights.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna just take a quick game pause here. Show you around the place. So here's my base. Got some nice houses going up around here. Reach our 125 pop. You can see we have a little bit more than that. I'll get to that in a second. Pretty basic setup in here. I have all my farming up here, just away from my town center, because I did restart just one time over because with that time limit thing, kind of surprised me. So I'm like, well, and then plus I was falling apart anyways, like this wall had fallen, so then Polish were coming through and attacking my shit and whatever, so that's one of the reasons why I moved my farms over here, plus like I was building a shit ton more farms. I think I only had 10 around cramped in the town center here, so I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to move out here and then we can have plenty of farms. And as you can see, I have 3 mills too as well, just for drop-offs. They don't have to, top farms don't have to come all the way down to the bottom one. But it stands now pretty well, even when they try to attack it. I have a little protection force here, 5 pikes, 5 arbalesters, the archers basically, and then 2 of the manga die from the beginning of the game. Still, one of them had died unfortunately, but still got 2. So anyways, my houses are littered here. I have blacksmith, or those just houses, archery range, barracks, stable, siege workshop to get you started. Up here was a bunch of wood, but you can see we've cut that down now. These guys are just working on this last little morsel they can grab here. And then I have a bunch of lumberjacks down here. I don't want to cut this down just yet because unless I throw up a wall, then it won't matter, but these guys are working on it anyways. It looks like unless this ridge continues all the way here across, which it might, you just can't see that yet, then we'll be fine. But if it doesn't, then there'll be an avenue into my base, which would not be good. So yeah, so here's kind of basically where the magic happens, the economy. As you can see, our food's just super boosted. I have some lumberjacks probably not working, that's okay. So flash forward up to here where the flagged area is. There was a German castle here, took that down, and a German tower here, and they actually walled off the tower. So there was that to take care of, but it's all gotten torn down. Um, and so then up here I built up 2 barracks, 2 of everything basically, 2 archery range, 2 stables, 1 siege works because I don't typically use a whole lot out of the siege works. I used rams to like take down the castle and this and whatever, but typically I just stick with the trebuchets once I get up my castles, which I have 3 built here for it for that objective to build 3 up in the flagged area. But before, I didn't want to waste any stone because I only have 1 stone deposit, so I just like saved it all for up here. But there's a stone deposit here too as well that we already have mined up. Another gold deposit here, so this is our 3rd gold deposit. Where's that? There's our only 2nd stone deposit, but there's a 3rd one here. I believe there's a 4th stone deposit back over here. Yeah, so it's gold that might be our biggest issue, but hopefully we can push in. And this one's about halfway, and then they have 2 full ones, so that's 1600. 1600 plus, let's just say 400, so that's 1100. So 2700, 2800-ish. 2700 is conservative estimate, so a little bit lower. So yeah, so here's basically my main army. I did bring these guys. I had some guys watching here because they had siege rams come up this way, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of not cool. But then the siege rams come around this way. That's one thing I've found about these AIs is that if there's a wall here, but there's no wall here, they're like, oh, well, this is an easier path. They must read it that way. This is an easier path, so we'll go this way. It's less resistance, you know? These guys must be isolated, too. Because they have to come up, like the last game before we started, they come up through my base to come over to mine this stuff, so they must be blocked off with like just the terrain, which is its own problem for them, not my problem. So where was I? Oh, I had it, I lost it. Oh, talking about the AI, yeah. So like they didn't even bother attacking this. Maybe if I upped the difficulty, they would have. I don't know. But it just seems like that's doesn't even matter. Like even Age of Mythology, like the difficulty was on the highest, and still you had like a walled area, and then you had it funneled to an area where you were doing all your battling with no wall. That was the path they take, even if your like huge army was standing there. They're like, well, this is still like there's no wall here, so this is a better path for us. Um, so yeah, so there's that. This is all set up nicely, I think. Hopefully we'll be able to deal with the Bohemian attack that's coming in soon. And here I have a little bit of side army of cavalry, and I'll be able to run in and kind of take down the siege equipment that they'll throw at us, and hopefully like their troops will come in and we'll fight them, and our castles will help fight them, and then all their siege equipment will fall to these horsemen. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully they don't turn around and fight these horsemen. And where I got these horsemen, because I don't know what this must be like part of one of like a European troop from some European group faction that I haven't played yet. The Elite Letus, because that's not anything I can build. It looks like it's similar to the Lancer, so maybe it's the same unit, just it has a different name with like the European, because these guys we got from this monastery up here. There was a monk and then the 10 elite Letuses. Letusi? I don't know. But anyways, then he said is it still here in the chat? hermit monk, we have been stuck on this mountain for 15 years. Show us the way down. We'll gladly join your army. So that's why I shot up past my population, which is a shame. It would have been nice to get full pop before, then going and talking to them, but I had no idea, so it is what it is. So yeah, so then we got those 10 horsemen and a monk added to the force. So that's how we got these Letus's guy, and then I have this one was a light cavalry turned upgraded to a hussar that you get that tells you, hey, you have to build 3 castles in this area when you travel up this path so far. And one thing I noted too, which I can't remember, I knew I wanted to talk about this, but I don't know if I did, is that like when I restarted, I'm like, okay, well, I'm still gonna try and like work like fast, obviously, to try and build up as quick as I can. But I won't go talk to this guy right away and see. And so then when I was finally ready, like I had a nice moderate sized army and like 3 siege rams to go up there and like take this area down and then go and move and build in here. Then I went up this route, and then sure enough, the timer like didn't start till you talked to that guy, so we still had like 50 minutes. And I was very more well prepared this time than I was the first round, So that was good on that front. Don't know if I explained that, and if I did, I apologize. I just did it again. So I'll probably send these villagers to go help mine gold. I had the miners split up in like 6 and 6. Could actually send them to mine the stone. Don't need any stone right now, but just keep them split up. Because the stone and the gold and the wood arguably gather up much faster than the food. The food's just so plentiful now because, well, I can't spend any, and I have 20 people farming. But it's kind of like, well, if I ever want to do anything, I kind of need it, so. Got that big supply of food just sitting on, waiting. Can sell it. If I need more gold, can always sell it, sell the food. But yeah, so I was just going to guys give you a quick update of what's going to happen. I think we're about to be attacked here by the Bohemians. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't attack me, attack here, yeah. Don't know what this army's going down, but they're going down and around maybe. Got this, I found out this cool little hack mode. Okay, rush in and get this then. Get this trebuchet. Go, you guys. Take down the UI for like screenshots. You can attack here, it damages your own troops, like I don't care. Mangonels. There, got off pretty much scot-free. Pretty much unharmed. Let's just go ahead and type no UI back in. So I don't know what the ungarrison button is. Where are they attacking? Oh, they probably killed all those. Oh no, we saved them. Like, unintentionally because I locked this gate. So that's good. Unintentionally saved all these villagers. Because they totally would have got steamrolled by this guy. Let's send the pikemen down to deal with this. So I don't think our guard towers will be enough, unfortunately. You can see these guys, they're trying to attack us, but we're unfortunately a little bit out of range for them. But that's not my problem. Hey, who are you? Ruh-roh. Oh, she died. I'm a Python game. Pretty dang good. This is what they were trained for, built to do. Okay, nice. There we go. That was the Bohemian attack dealt with. Lost quite a bit of population there, but it not the end of the world. I'll take this down. Take the mangonel down. They don't have like the greatest armor, which is kind of weird to me. Like I would have thought they would have had like great armor. Okay, well, I'll just get this all repaired up and back in order. Then I'll rebuild my army and we'll go ahead and go ahead and take down these European factions, European empires.
German flag captured.
Okay, so guys, a new revelation just popped up. So all you have to do is capture the flag. Like, they don't even need to resign for you to win, technically. So I've already beat the Germans, supposedly. So there's that. It's very interesting to say the least. Just really not expecting that. So like, because all I did was these. Oh, they're not. They died. I had 3 of whatever, the champions or whatever, ran in the gate and then we ran in chasing villagers around and that and that was enough, I guess. They just ran past the flag. They didn't even really do anything. They're zoned. So these should all be destroyed. Funny that the villagers don't die, but that shouldn't be standing. That's it's a bug and a half if I ever saw one. That didn't take too long. Well, they finally cut down enough trees. Did they? Have a mangonel in the bush. I'm kind of interested to see if I just run some guys in there. Time to pack up, boys. Guys here. Got nothing to mine. You guys go mine the stone, I guess. No gold to mine, unfortunately. We got these two hussars here, so let's just go and go for a quick run. Oh, do I have this locked? I do. Go for a quick run and we'll just see what happens here. Run, you sons of bitches, run!
Polish flag captured.
That's actually kind of hilarious. Truly. So stupid. Alright guys, should we capture a flag, maybe a siege run? Can't do it. I did do it. Never mind. There's literally zero consequences to our actions. So we win. We did our objectives. There we go.
European knights fight as individuals, but Mongols fight as part of a united army. Laden down with armor, the Polish and Germans could not catch our quick-footed horses. Time and again, we fired flaming arrows at them, then retreated out of range. When the enemy cavalry pursued, we would lead them into an ambush. The ambush was always announced by the Nakara, a huge drum carried into battle on a camel. 100 times 100 times has the Nakara sounded on this day. We were ordered to cut off an ear of every victim. 9 large sacks of ears were sent back to Genghis Khan.
Gross. Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Fucking bags of ears. Well, there we go, guys. That was mission 5, The Promise. The great Genghis Khan is dead now, but we're carrying on his wishes through his son. Your son is carrying on his wishes anyways. And we're still frickin' ravaging the Asian and European continents. Like, look at where we started and look at where we are now. We're like frickin' all over the place. The great Mongolian Empire, if you will. So guys, that will do it for today. If you want to help out the channel, you can like, subscribe, comment, do any and all of those things if you enjoyed the video today. And as we say up here in Canada, peace out!